Y'all already know what this video is about, girl. Don't even ask me. Y'all already know what it's about. First and foremost, I just want to say that the true villain of season 7 is Eric Wallace. Eric Wallace is the true villain of season 7. Not Godspeed, not Goth Speed Force Nora. And by the way, let me say this. I don't need to see the Speed Force walking around Central City no more. I don't need to see the Speed Force being motherly smotherly to Barry no more. I don't need to see the Speed Force in the loft. In the loft. No more. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it. I wish, like I get it, like do your storyline. Do your storyline with Nora, even though I feel like calling her Speed Force Nora is kind of disrespectful to the grandmother, the mother, Nora Allen, but that's neither here nor there. Do your storyline. Don't do it again. Okay? Let the Speed Force be the godly, untangible being that we knew it to be. Remember when the Speed Force was like, oh, we took this appearance because we thought this would make you feel comfortable. Remember? Don't you remember this place? We're at the waterfront where we kissed. And he like, no, bitch. That wasn't you and me. That was me and Iris. I don't know where the fuck you was. You was probably watching, ho, but you wasn't her. Remember that? Let's keep it that way, okay? Let's get into this podcast interview. I thought it was what it was supposed to be, you know. At first I was like, I feel like the crew from the Flash. I feel like the crew from the Flash podcast did a really good job. Let me say that. You know, even though I felt like they should have asked some hard-hitting questions like, what the fuck was you doing? But I understand it because they're trying to build rapport, trying to build their community and their podcast up, you know, by having someone as big as Eric Wallace on their show. So I definitely get it. One thing I didn't understand was, of course this is his personality, but Eric was very like calm, cool, collected. He was goofy, he was cracking jokes, he was like, yeah, laughing and shit. And I was like, he sure is happy for a person that fumbled the ball. Like, he sure is happy for being named as the worst executive producer right now. He sure is happy for a person that has the worst season in the entire series of The Flash. Like, he sure is like, okay, sir. But you know what? To be honest, and probably a lot of you guys won't agree with me, I actually liked his personality. I really did. I really did like his personality. From that hour podcast, his energy was definitely giving he's a goofy geek. Like, very animated, very high energy. I was definitely getting that vibe from him, which is kind of telling because the animated, over-dramatic goofiness of season 7 is definitely his personality. Another funny thing about it is he started working on the show as a writer in season 4, which was the comedic season, the goofy season. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And you know what? Let me say this. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. Go back and watch my previous reviews, rants, reaction videos, and analyzation videos for season 6. Almost in every video I said, I never want to go hard on Eric. I'm never going to talk poorly about Eric. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to talk about him. All I got to say is, fuck her. Fuck that bitch. Fuck OhYoNameTaty from season 6, because she don't know what we've been through. She don't know shit. That bitch, fuck her, because she don't know. The number one issue with Eric is his lying. And while I can say the same thing about Todd ain't really ever lied to us. He just kind of stretched the truth. Meaning, for instance, and I was supposed to do a reaction video to the Comic-Cons and list all the things that he said that were half-truths. But one thing that stood out to me was when Todd said in season 5 with Cicada, he was like, oh, a lot of metahumans are going to die this season. a lot of metahumans. And it was like, and somebody was like, oh, so someone from the main cast. He was like, maybe, I don't know. But a lot of people are gonna be dying this season. And we assumed, right? And then the whole vibe, what's that? I think it was like episode 5, Death to Vibe or something like that. So we assumed that Cisco was gonna die. No, what he did was he took a filler episode, got a whole bunch of stunt doubles to come into Vancouver and kill them off. So therefore, a lot of metahumans died that day. Half truth, he didn't lie. We just assumed he was talking about somebody, but he didn't lie. Now, Eric, there's plethora of material that he has lied about. Like, let me not even get into like Iris being a part of the Citizen and working on the Citizen in season 7. That whole thing was a lie. And then he tried to say, oh, well, we didn't have time for it. But you had time to, okay, we haven't gotten there yet, so we're not even gonna talk about it. The one thing that irritates the fuck out of me, let's talk about it. This whole 8 p.m. show, he was joking about that for like a good 30 seconds. He was like, 8 p.m., 8 p.m. We can't do that. It's an 8 p.m. show. You know, and he was like, you know, my writers, they're great. But, you know, when I go over their scripts and stuff, I read what they write. And I'm like, hey, it's an 8 p.m. show. Can we put that in there? And they always joke with me and be like, well, technically, it's 8:45 by the time we get to that. I'm like, ah, yeah, okay. I guess we can put... Please stop. Please stop with that 8 p.m. show shit. Who came up with that idea? Because Danielle has said it. Candace has never said it's an 8 p.m. show, but she definitely said, like, it's for the kids. And now Eric is saying it. Like, I don't understand why the Flash cast and crew always talking about this 8 p.m. Like, back in season 1, Barry wasn't walking up the stairs with Caitlin and Cisco in jitters when he got with Linda talking about, and Cisco talking about like, oh my God, maybe you should take cold showers because we don't know how your powers would affect your sex life. Y'all remember that? Or the deleted sex scene with him and Patty where he tying up his pants? Or all the nasty innuendos in season 3. Oh, and Iris getting stabbed in almost every other episode. That was pretty gruesome. Or better yet, in season 4 when they was in a strip club and they had a whole naked bitch walk across the goddamn scene and had Barry looking at her flat ass. Y'all remember that? Y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't remember that? But it's an 8 p.m. show. Okay. Let's move on to one of the things that pissed me off the most. I honestly believe that Eric believes that We Are the Flash applies to everyone. I honestly believe that. Truly believe that. Now, in reality, yes. Everybody from the executive producers, the director, the writers, the actors, all the way down to craft service and the garbage man are a part of the Flash. We are the Flash. But in fictional terms, Flash, Killer Frost, and Mecha Vibe are not on the same level. They are not the Flash. Caitlin, who has been around since season 1 and has had a prominent storyline since season 1 to season 4, is not on the same level as Cecile and Allegra. Iris honestly should be on her own level. Not above the Flash and not above Barry, but she should definitely be on her own level. We the Flash only applies to Barry and Iris. Mind you how I didn't say the Flash. It only applies to Barry and Iris as a unit. Not as the Flash, as a superhero out in the field, because that's what people always tend to go with. Like, she ain't out in the field. She ain't doing nothing. It applies to Barry and Iris as a couple, as a unit, as one. It doesn't apply to anyone else. Eric does not understand that. Moving on. He talked about, I swear to God, in this podcast, the only thing that really, truly pissed me off is the fact that he talked about side characters more than he talked about Iris, Barry, or the fucking Flash. Like, I swear to God, he spent like 5 minutes talking about Cecile and Allegra's character more than he did Iris. Tells a lot. So let's talk about the Citizen. that he talked so briefly about. And I think someone did ask him, like, oh, when will we finally see Iris, you know, be the boss lady that she is in the future and see her build the Citizen? When are we gonna see that? And I don't even remember what he said because it was probably a lie anyway. I actually wrote lie right here on my paper, lie, you know, cause he be lying. But I honestly truly believe that Eric will probably wait until the last episode of the entire series and give us a flash forward, and finally we see Iris be the Lois Lane that we see on Superman and Lois in season 1. On the last episode of the entire series, we'll finally get to see Iris give birth. Or probably not even that. We'll see her with little kids. Or probably grown teenagers. We don't know. Eric has said himself that he sees this show lasting several, not a few, not a couple, several more seasons. And you know, honestly, I always felt like the show The Flash could last 9 or 10. And honestly, I felt like The Flash could get to 9 or 10 seasons. But not under him. If he's going to continue to write like this, no. I don't think that the CW will ever cancel The Flash just because they make so much money from streaming. They don't give a fuck about ratings. They get their money from streaming, girl. So, if the actors continue to do it, then I think Eric, you know, will write several more seasons. And let me tell y'all this. For the girls that don't know, Todd was never fired. Stepped down. He stepped down because he knew what was over yonder for him. Todd said Family and Legacy season 5. After season 5 crashed and burned, he said step down, Family and Legacy, Superman and Lois. And he did his motherfucking shit over there. I don't know what the fuck Eric is doing. Moving on. Eric tried to explain the Killer Frost and Caitlyn split. It didn't make no fucking sense. He says that they've been trying to split Caitlyn and Killer Frost since season 4. I believe he said that. Since season 4. Don't make no sense. It was a terrible decision to split Killer Frost and Caitlyn knowing that Killer Frost is no longer a killer. Now they're just two... Never mind. Now they're just two annoying bitches in Star Labs. That's what they are. Eric Wallace is a comic book geek. Like, he said this multiple times. And I have said multiple times that I believe that Eric is trying to write a Flash story. Right? And I believe that he succeeded in the first half of season 6. That was, oh my God. Blood Work, amazing. Temptation of Barry Allen, amazing. The Speed Force dying, amazing. Barry creating his artificial Speed Force, amazing. Caitlyn and Cisco telling Barry about the Speed Force, trash, trash, trash. But I'll get past it, okay? But while the first half of season 6 was amazing, let's not act like we haven't had the same complaints for The Flash from season 4 on down. Lazy writing, inconsistency, plot holes, execution, like those have all been a problem. I really feel like the pandemic really took them out. I honestly did. Like, we already had complaints for season 4, 5, 6, right? But all those issues just amplified after the pandemic. And that's sad because when I'm watching other shows, other great TV shows, other great movies that were filmed in the height of the pandemic, it's like it doesn't even exist. While they're still following safety health codes. The Flash is the only TV show, I will continue to say this, The Flash is the only TV show that feels like they're filming in the middle of a pandemic and they don't want to be there. Let me point this out. I am glad that Eric told us that he loves his writers and that they all get along and that they all have a great time. That's great, because I already feel like writers don't get paid enough anyway. That's why you always see them on strike every 2 to 3 years, is because they don't get paid enough for the creativity that they produce, right? And so I love that he expressed that. And something that Eric said that pissed quite a few Iris fans off is that Eric kept calling season 5 future Iris. It didn't piss me off. It just kind of was like, what? Like, she wasn't evil. She was protecting her daughter. Like, I just didn't understand why. And he kept saying, like, evil Iris, evil Iris. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's the joke that, if that's the joke that y'all have with each other, that's cool, but it doesn't make any sense that you're calling her evil Iris when she was never evil. And you guys even expressed in the episode when we went into Nora's mind that she made all the shit up. So, let's talk about the gods. Let's talk about Godspeed. That has been appearing since season 5. But yet felt so empty, so useless, so corny, over dramatic at times, and overacting at times as well, once we finally saw who he was. And all Eric had to say was, and I quote, he rolled the dice with the Godspeed storyline. And that tells me everything I need to know about why season 7 was so trash. He rolled the dice and was like, let me see how that goes. It didn't work, baby. But I believe that Eric believes that it did. Like, he basically just winged it. Like, he was just winging the shit. Like, let's do this, and then, swords. Like, he didn't come prepared this season. He really didn't. He really, truly didn't. And something else that I paid attention something else that I paid a close attention to in this podcast was, this was like an hour and 15 or 20 minute podcast. He did most of the talking. They asked about like 7 or 10 questions. He likes to hear himself talk. And I say that with no malice in my heart, you know. I'm glad that he likes to talk, because I'm a talker too. From one attention seeker to another, he likes to fucking talk. He likes to hear himself talk. Because he was just like, and I'm glad that he was. I'm glad that he was so open, you know? That's no bashing him at all. Okay, moving on. So they brung up Jenna. I don't know why they keep bringing up Jenna. That bitch is not here no more. I don't know why they keep bringing her up. And basically he said, oh, because of COVID, you know, we can't have children around on set and stuff. That's a fucking lie, bitch. That's a fucking lie. Because this bitch has been a different baby every fucking like 5 or 10 episodes. It was inconsistent from the jump. COVID happened at the end of season 6, baby. She was born in season 4. Y'all rarely show this bitch probably, from season 4 to season 7, y'all showed this bitch probably like 4 to 5 times. So that panorama excuse don't fly here. Y'all should have never had a baby to begin with. I don't even know why you made that whole pregnant to begin with. I knew y'all wasn't gonna be consistent with it. Like, in the interview, Eric blamed a lot of things on COVID. Like, I just like, it's an excuse, but it's not a good one. You know, like like everybody can use that excuse. Oh, you know. Like, but it's not a good one. Like, I just can't, the reason why I can't, it's honestly just not a good excuse, you know? Not when all production stopped for TV shows and movies. But yet, you're the only show on the CW that it affected. It makes no fucking sense. Even Riverdale, bitch, and I fucking hate Riverdale. Even Riverdale was fucking good this season. And I hate that show. Even Kung Fu was good. Baby. Superman and Lois is always going to be good. It's always going to be good. It's always good. All American. Don't play. So it's no excuse. You could say, like, that's why I didn't use any of these HBO shows. I didn't use none of these Star shows, Netflix shows, Hulu shows. I didn't say nothing. I said the shows that are on the same platform as you. CW shows. that are doing way better than you, it's not gonna fly here. Sorry. Let's talk about Joe and Cecile. I don't know why this was even a discussion. Oh, because somebody brought up Cecile, the marriage thing. I do not want to see Joe and Cecile get married. Point blank and period. Let they asses live in sin. They've been together this long, shacking up, having a baby. Let them continue. I don't want to see Joe and Cecile get married. I don't. I can't even stand Cecile ass. So please do not do it. I'm begging. Eric said out of his mouth that he truly believed that the Joe storyline was good. AKA Kramer storyline, because that wasn't Joe's. And he said that he always had in mind that Kramer was going to be a meta in the end. I can't make this shit up, bro. I can't. I'm not even going to speak on that, because I already spoke on it, so I'm not going to do it again. Alright? I'm never talking about this storyline again. It's done. It's finito. You already know my thoughts on it. He wrote it him fucking self. You already know my thoughts on it. He wrote the damn storyline. It tells me a lot. It tells me enough. Period. Let's talk about the Emmy-worthy performances that he said in a written interview with, I believe, who did he say it to? TV Line? I don't even know. Who cares? He said, oh yeah, Danielle Nicolette put on an Emmy-worthy performance in episode 12. I damn sure know we ain't watching the same fucking shit. And then he doubled down on it in the podcast and said, both Danielles did an amazing job and they both did an Emmy-worthy performance. And then in the same breath, he said, oh my God, Candace and Michelle. The scene that they had in Jitters when they were sipping coffee. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. It was an amazing scene. But no Emmy-worthy mentioned. Those are your two strongest actresses on the show. He be lying. He be lying. And you know why? Because I'm a liar. I be lying. But I don't lie about serious stuff. I lie about stupid stuff. Like, oh, Tati, did you see that? Yeah, I saw it. Be lying. Like, why do I lie? I don't know. He be lying. I watched episode 12. And while I thought it was a decent episode, there was no Emmy anywhere. There was not even an application anywhere around for that episode. Now, back in season 1, 2, and 3, definitely. The performances that they all pulled, definitely Emmy-worthy. The whole show should have been nominated for an Emmy. At least season 1 and 2. Right? Right? But from 5 on down, baby, you ain't getting no Emmy mention, nothing. You ain't, no. I don't know what? No, no. What? And then he said Danielle Pennebaker. Now, I didn't watch this. I didn't watch the 2 episodes of Danielle Pennebaker going on trial. I wasn't about to watch it. I didn't watch the 2 episodes of Killer Frost being on trial. I didn't watch that performative shit. No, I'm not watching it, bitch. But from the clips that I did see, you know, when Danielle Pennebaker was acting with herself, which is very hard to do, and then when she got on the mountaintop and did her Martin Luther King speech on the podium right there, I thought it was pretty decent. Yeah. Watching her in those clips, I was like, okay, this is good. The storyline was trash, but her acting was good because they actually gave her material. They actually gave her something to show off her craft. Now, is she Meryl Streep or Diane Keaton or Anne Hathaway or fucking Rachel McAdams or Amanda Seyfried? No. But she did her fucking job in those 2 episodes because they gave her material. Period, poo. I just don't understand how Eric could say out his mouth, like use the breath that he had to say that the Danielles gave an Emmy-worthy performance, and then just say that Candace and Michelle gave a good performance. The correlation. Like, what is he saying? I don't, like, no disrespect, but what is he, like, he said Emmy, and none of the people interviewing him agreed. They were just like, oh, and then I think the guy had made a joke after, because he was like, I'm not agreeing with that. Ain't none of them agree. Like, no offense, because I feel like acting is not an easy job at all. Okay? They take 8 to 12 hours every day out of their lives to produce this shit for us, right? But how can you say the two Danielles gave Emmy worthy, but not Jordan in the 2 episodes that he was shown? This motherfucker cried you a river in the first episode he was in, and then sang for you in the last one. But okay, moving on. Like how I said before, Eric didn't talk much about Barry. He didn't talk much about him. Maybe like quick little sentences here or there, but he didn't talk much about the character, is what I'm saying. Which tells a lot. It tells a lot. I honestly believe that season 7 was no longer about the Flash, and it was more about Team Flash. Team Flash featuring the Flash. Eric made it known that he loves romance. Why did he have to say that? He made it known, yeah, I love romance. I love it. People might think that I hate it. You do. You do. You hate romance, baby. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Like, he said it twice. Like, I don't hate romance. I don't hate it at all. And then he brought it up again and said, I don't hate romance. I don't. But I would just love to see my female characters have something outside their male counterparts. And while we do want that, at the end of the day, bitch, we want to see some Barry and Iris. Sorry to tell you, Candace was hired for her chemistry with Grant alone. We want to see some Barry and Iris. Do we want to see them kissing all the time? No. Do we need to see them touching all the time? No. But where is the relationship? Where is the banter that they had in season 1, 2, and 3? Like, romance does not always have to be touchy-feely, lovey-dovey, kissy shit. Like, I'm so mad. Like, he really hates romance. And people are saying that he really hates West Island too. I'm not gonna go that far and say that. Eric said that he don't remember who came up with the idea, but he was talking to Grant and said that one of them suggested that Barry should whoosh Iris upstairs and they pregnancy sexy. You know it was Grant. Don't lie. Why you lying? Talking about he don't remember who brought it up. You know it was Grant. That was the only good thing that happened in that scene. People was gushing over that shit. I was like, why? Like, it was not good. It wasn't a good scene until she got up. Until she rose up off that couch. That was when the scene became decent. Eric gives us a little teaser saying that there's this romantic, because he said he does not hate romance, so he was quick to say, yes, I have this little scene that's already written for season 8, episode 1. It's a romantic, comedic scene between Barry and Iris, and I'm like, shh, shut up. Shut up. Because it might not happen if you saying it out loud, because we know that you be lying. So, be quiet. Don't say another goddamn thing. Because we gonna sit there on the fucking couch, watch episode 8 and be like, where the fuck is the romantic comedic scene that he said that he was gonna give us? I don't even know why he told us that. Because things can always change. You expressed that early on, like 15 minutes into the podcast. You said that things were always changing. You couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. You had to take that out because of safety issues. You couldn't do... Why would you tell us that? Damn. Like, when Eric was talking, why is my voice wobbly? Honestly, when Eric was talking about all these characters, he just amplified how terrible they are. Except for Chester. Chester was the only one where he was like, I was excited for Chester, he's good. And because you know why? You know why Chester was good? Because his episode tied in to the main plot. And then you had fan favorite Cisco with him. That's why his standalone episode was so good, because his storyline tied into the main plot with the forces. You talking about Allegra, the bootleg Captain America, just amplifies how terrible a character she is. Her and Esperanza ass. Cecile ass too. Girl, let's talk about the vow renewal real quick. Let me be completely honest with y'all. I was sitting on pins and needles waiting for some shit to happen with the vow renewal. I was sitting on ready waiting for them to fuck up the vow renewal. And don't lie and act like y'all wasn't either. My bitch ass was sitting on ready, waiting for them to fuck up. Waiting for Cecile to mess it up. Waiting for something to interrupt it. I was sitting on ready. Let's not act like this vow renewal wouldn't be shit in season 4 or 5. If they gave this vow renewal in season 4 or 5, we would have forgave every trash remark we said about season 4 or 5, right? Oh, the season was great. Oh my God, it was so, You saw that? What the fuck was that? I don't know. Let it go. Did having the vow renewal in the last episode of season 7 redeem season 7? No. The fucking didn't. Could the vow renewal in season 5 or 4 redeem season 5 or 4? Yes, the fucking did. And then he gonna say that trash ass remark talking about, oh, Iris being pregnant would have been anticlimactic. Her not being pregnant was anticlimactic because you had a whole pregnancy storyline. Trash. Like, let's be serious. I know that Eric can write, he can produce, but clearly he was rushing. Clearly he was just throwing things at the board, his words, and hoping that it fits and hoping that we'll enjoy it. And that's just not how it works. That's why everybody is trashing it. How do you go from a person on YouTube with 200 subscribers saying the same thing as Paigey, who's a pretty big YouTuber, saying the same thing as Taylor, who is the biggest Iris West fan page on Instagram, and Eunice, who is the biggest Flash fan page on Instagram? How do you get all these people saying the same thing and then look at us and be like, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm chill back and relax. Like, we're all in agreement, except for Snowberry fans. They never come and, you know, they don't ever want to come and support us. They never agree with anything we say. But how you got all these people agreeing with each other? All these people from different walks of life agreeing with each other about this show. And you just like, oh my God, Emmy worthy. Oh my God, great. Oh my God, Godspeed. Oh my. Will you know that you just rushed the whole entire thing? Will you know that you just threw shit on the board? You didn't put any effort into season 7. Not the effort that was needed. I'll say that. Let's be real. The Flash has been using the same formula of the TV show The Flash not really being about the Flash. It's always Flash and Co. Even though people love to say it's the Irish show. It's always been Flash and Co. Or Team Flash. Or The Flash and Team Flash. The reason why people are trashing it so much now is your supporting cast from season 1 was decent enough to hold up the protagonist. The storylines were good enough that you can go an episode without the Flash, without Barry Allen being the Flash in season 1 and 2. You can't do the same in season 4. The storyline nor the acting is good enough for the supporting cast to do things on their own without the protagonist. Allegra's episode, Cecile's episode, Joe's storyline that nobody gave a fuck about. This is not Team Flash featuring the Flash. This is the Flash TV show. Yet, it doesn't even feel like Barry is the protagonist of his own show. And you had Candace missing for 3 episodes, really 2 episodes, but she was barely in the 3rd episode, so we say 3. She wasn't in 3 episodes. And that goes to show you how the show will look without her. Just imagine what the show will look without Grant. Terrible. I don't know why Eric thinks that the supporting actors around Grant and Candace are so strong to hold up this show by itself. They cannot. And that's no dig to their acting capability. That's a dig to the writing. And this video is not just for Eric, it's for all of them. We are the Flash, from executive producers, director, writers, all the way down to the garbage man. The garbage man getting it too. I'm sorry. But he's the face, you know? Like, he gotta take all the blame. Because he's the one that makes the final decisions. Right? At the end of the day, I do believe Eric tries, and it's truly endearing, you know? I do believe that he wants to see the show do well, but it's a no for me, dog. Not like this. And it's so sad because I want to see this black guy do well. But not at the rate he's going. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. Like, hopefully in season 8, he hears all these complaints, because it's majority complaints. Nothing, honestly, outside of Bart and Nora, nothing good came out of season 7 of The Flash. Not one thing. But what's different between season 6 Barry and season 7 Barry? Besides his hair. What's the difference between Iris in season 6 Trapped in the Mirrorverse to Iris now in season 7? Besides her hair. What's the difference between Killer Frost in season 6 that has changed in season 7? Nothing. But yet they gave her 2 episodes to have character development, and her character didn't do shit but go to jail for like 2 episodes and then get out on good behavior. I didn't know that attempted murderers could do that. For the love of God, Eric, please just give us the Flash. That's all we want. We just want to see the Flash be the Flash without Star Labs and Team Flash. We want this nigga to, we want this dude to actually know what the hell he doing. We want this dude to create Gideon already. We didn't forget. We want Barry Allen to be Barry Allen. Okay. The adult. The CSI. The husband. And we want Iris to be the boss lady of the Citizen. We want Iris West Allen to be a wife and a leader on her own. Not in Star Labs. Actually destroy that shit. Thank you and goodbye.